Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Greg from ECM Stallions, and today I've got a ton of custom sticks to show you. Alright guys, so I just wanted to make this video because I've been stringing some sticks with the holiday season. Not really for customers, just for friends and favors. And I wanted to share them with you guys, show you guys some custom sticks I've been stringing, and give you some tips along the way, as well as just give you an update of what's going on at East Coast Dyes. So here we've been super busy, cranking out tons of mesh, shipping out tons of mesh. You guys can see the pictures if you follow East Coast Mesh on Instagram, or my account, East Coast Dyes, on Instagram. We picked up some really big retail accounts like Comlax and Universal Lacrosse, as well as Bigfoot Lacrosse out in Oregon. Love working with the West Coast. And the mesh is really gaining popularity in the retail segment. So if you guys have a store nearby, or really anywhere that you think should carry East Coast mesh, just go ahead and go in there and ask to request it by name, and let them know you want it, and hopefully they'll get in contact with us and we can do an order for them. Alright, so in this video I'm going to have 10 heads to show you. They're all really cool, each is really unique, and I'll give you some tips along the way and a little story. So these two are not in that 10, but you guys just saw the updated Nike Lakota tutorial. I changed a couple things on the stick that I play with, and it's still, the pocket's pretty similar, but it's been working really well for me, and I'm really liking the way it's playing. So this is the head. You guys seen this one before. It's a Volt Nike Lakota custom dyed with the Lightning Volt mesh that we had a little while ago. This one's seen a lot of tournament use and a lot of goals, and I plan to keep playing with this one for a while. It's on the Epic Dragonfly X30. Really like that with ECD tape. And then the one you guys hadn't seen, which was featured in the video that I've been playing with as well, is this Nike Lakota. It's got a neon yellow, orange, and red marble dye. It says ECD 28 right there, 28 there, nothing on the back, another 28 down at the bottom. So it's got this really cool fire-looking marble dye. And then the mesh is 15mm East Coast mesh, same pocket I always use, all white stringing. I've actually got 2 nylons in this one, just trying that out for fun. So the mesh is actually red, orange, and neon yellow. And you can see it's got the neon yellow that comes in a triangle here, then the red and the orange that comes in a triangle here, then the neon yellow that comes in a triangle again, and then the red and orange that comes in a triangle again, and had some neon yellow coming in. So it was kind of triangles going to the side with neon yellow, orange, and red. Created a really cool look. I've got this on a Cutter C155, probably my favorite shaft right now, and some ECD tape, a blue on the crossbar end, and a Volt screw. Just brings the whole look together. So it worked out pretty well for the video, and I know a lot of you guys are curious about it. So now let's get into the 10 custom heads I'm going to show you today. So first up, I've got my 2 favorites. They're actually twins, and so we've got 2 STX Stallions, one in Kelly Green. I'll talk about the Kelly Green one first. Just did this as kind of a display head for the deal that Sports Stop had on STX Stallions. This is strung with the Kyle Harrison replica. You can find the tutorial on our channel here. Probably the best pocket you can string the Stallion. It's a little bit baggy, mid-high, with really great release, really great channel, great all-around pocket. It's what he's still playing with in the Stallion, if I'm not mistaken. The channel, you can see, is really nice as well, nice and long and narrow, going to give you a lot of control. It's actually strung with a 10 diamond top string, then a nylon 6 diamond U, 4 diamond U, going to give you great hold. So again, you can find the tutorial for this pocket, Kyle Harrison's replica, in the STX Stallion on our YouTube channel. And then we've got its fraternal twin here. So a little story behind this one is this is actually a custom dyed Stallion by Gary from Grunt Lacrosse. I'll link his channel down in the description. Does really sick dyes. I highly recommend you check it out. The Stallion was provided by Mainly Mesh, and we are actually auctioning it off to raise money for the Headstrong Foundation. So you can see on the inside here is a bunch of Headstrong Foundation logos and mustaches in neon green on Royal. Really tough to do. And on the outside, all over the place, is another Headstrong logo with 27s inside of it. And I strung it with the Stormtrooper East Coast Mesh, Royal Shooter, and white sidewalls, and it's the same really sick Kyle Harrison replica. So make sure to stay tuned for the auction for this head to raise some money for the Headstrong Foundation. Next up, we've got another sick head I strung with Stormtrooper Mesh. Over the weekend, I hadn't strung an STX Superpower in forever, and it's probably the most popular head of all time. Men's Wartime winners have used this head, and a lot of Division I All-Americans, so figured I'd string one up and see how it goes. So this one has a triangle top. It's in Kelly green. Did the Stormtrooper mesh with black and gray triangle top string, 2 black nylons, 2 white U's, gray sidewalls, and gray bottom string. Did a mid pocket in it, smooth release, kind of a P34 setup but without the barrel. Turned out actually really perfect. I love the way it feels. The really long head of the Superpower is going to give you a really smooth long release, make it really consistent and accurate. So I'll go ahead and run down the pattern for you guys on this really quickly. We've got the top string on the first hole, tie on the second but no interlocks, then interlock, skip, interlock, skip, interlock, then 1 interlock, then a 2, then a 1, a 1, and a 1. So a really simple pattern there for you guys. You can try in the Superpower. I do have some tutorials in this head, so make sure you check that out. Next up, we probably got my next favorite head for one of my favorite people in the lacrosse community. This is for Chris Marshall. He commentates a lot of lacrosse events as well as some of the LXM Pro games. He was here in Baltimore for the Paul Rabel Gala. Dropped this off and is a Nike CEO, custom dyed by I believe grade A dyes and stringing, something along those lines, with a really cool Nike cement print. So you can see it's gray and the cement print all around the inside with black on the outside and the fill-in. It's actually got the Jordan Jumpman up there and the TLN logo up here. So he dropped it off unstrung and wanted me to hook it up with something cool. So what I decided to do is modify a Kyle Harrison pocket in this head for him. He really likes, he's a big Kyle Harrison fan, but I strung a gate head for him a while ago that he really loved. That was a mid-low with 2 nylons and 2 U's. So I wanted to create that feel, but still kind of give him the Kyle Harrison replica. So I moved the pocket down to a little bit more mid to baggy mid-low, and then it's got the same 10 diamond top string, 1 nylon, 6 diamond U, 4 diamond U. So it's still going to give him a little whip, nice shot speed with that 4 and 6 diamond U. But the mid-low pocket's going to take the whip down a little bit, make it a little bit easier to carry with, just all around a little easier to handle, not quite as much whip. So I think he's really going to like the way this turned out. I'll give you the pattern for this as well. I did the 10 diamond top string on actually the second sidewall hole. Then it's tie and interlock on the third, skip, SI, skip, SI, 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 then a 1, a 1, a 1, SI, and then a tile. So it's a pretty simple pattern for you guys. The Nike CEO probably work well with the NCAA legal shooter setup as well. So you can see there's that mid-low. The CEO always really gives you a really nice, long, narrow, consistent channel. So overall, really happy with this pocket. Next up, we've got a really clean head that I don't think I ever had a chance to show you guys. This head was sent to IL Gear for the release of our breast cancer awareness mesh for 2013, which was a huge success. Thanks again to all you guys. So this is a slightly different pocket than the Nike Lakota, and what I think a lot of you guys will like. So it's just all white with just the breast cancer awareness mesh. I want the white to really pop off the mesh and really feature the mesh in this head, because the article was going on IL Gear. I wanted as many people to get the mesh as possible so it could raise as much money. So drop this pocket down more mid-low, and to kind of create the feeling of a higher pocket, we drop the shooting strings down a row from my Lakotas. So 2 barreled U's, or 2 barreled nylons, and then a 6 diamond U and a 4 diamond U. Drop down a little bit low so they're sitting right with the ball down there, and it's going to release a little bit earlier and give you great hold on that pocket. A lot of players will drop those U's down to give them an earlier release and great hold. So overall, just a really clean head, mid-low, nice channel on the mid-low as well. So next up, I've got this pink Nike Elite 10. I had this lying around for a little bit and figured I'd throw a pocket in it. I had never really myself tried that many NCAA pockets. I tried all of them all the ones that I strung to give you guys tutorials and tips, but never really tried to make one for exactly what I would want. So that's what I was going for with this Nike Elite 10. It's an X6, very pinched, ton of control. So what I strung was really defined mid pocket with 15mm East Coast mesh. You can see the ball is just going to sit in there and not move up and down too much. It's got a really great channel. That X6 makes it easy to string a tight channel. And for the shooting strings, I went with actually 2 nylons stacked right on top of each other, another shooter right under it, and then skipping a row, and finally a shooter on the third 10 diamond row that is literally as loose as it could possibly be. So just going to roll right up that first shooter and then hit those 3 and snap out of there really nice. So this is what I would plan to use if I was in the NCAA. So this one is another CEO. This one is factory black, and I strung this with actually our 15mm limited edition adrenaline mesh. This is mesh we did specifically for adrenaline. It's available in their stores and South Swells, so go check it out if you want it. Wanted to make sure the mesh looked good and the proportions were good in a head, and I thought a black head would be a great one to string it up in. So I strung it up with all white top string, sidewall and bottom string to really frame the mesh out of the black head. And then the mesh is black to neon green to white to really match adrenaline's colors. And strung this one up with an NCAA legal pocket, so a barrel nylon and 2 straights. It's got a really great looking mid to mid-low kind of baggy pocket with a really nice long defined channel, and it's probably the ideal setup for an attackman with the Nike CEO for the NCAA. That mid-low is going to let you cradle one-handed and have a really smooth release off those 3 shooters, keeping it nice and tight up top. So next I've got 3 heads that I actually used for reviews on the Lacrosse network for some of our programming there, but never actually showed you guys on YouTube. So first up is the new Brian Clutch 3 in black and royal. I love the Brian Clutch 3. It's a great head. They've done a great job improving it with every generation. This one has a mid pocket with royal blue to white fade mesh to match the head. Then I've got royal blue and white striker triangle top string with blue or royal blue string in there, black nylon, 2 white U's, and then that royal blue and white striker going down the sidewalls and black on the bottom just to bring it all back together. This colorway could probably not be much more perfect. It matched really well with the eyelets up there being royal and black, and the inserts being royal and black with the royal mesh and the striker. Turned out really nice. I actually really like the dual shot molding in this head. They got it pretty much perfect and made it nice and flush, so I don't have any problem with it there. Nice and pinched mid pocket with a nice channel, pretty basic here, but overall a great looking head and a great performer. Next up we've got the Nike Lakota U. This is probably one of my favorite heads I've strung in a long time just because it's so clean. It's an all white head, all black stringing with 15mm Stormtrooper mesh with the other striker mesh, so really clean white with just the black lines, black nylon, 2 white shooters. This pocket is great for the Nike Lakota U for an NCAA shooter setup, and this is probably my favorite X-Spec head that there is. So it's got a really nice mid-low pocket, good for midfielder, good for an attackman that wants to cradle, and then the channel is really long, really narrow, and really consistent. So this is pretty much my ideal pocket for the Nike Lakota U. It's got a really simple pattern, just 4 SIs skipping a hole between each, then a 1, a 2, a 1, a 1, and a 1. So really simple pattern. Pull that mesh tight, double it up real low to give you that mid-low pocket, keep the release smooth, and it turned out perfect. So really in love with this Nike Lakota U. And finally, a K18U, new head from STX, and Kyle Harrison, strung up with sort of a replica of his pocket, K18U in black and white, Stormtrooper mesh, all white stringing, another really clean head, kind of the fraternal twin of this Nike Lakota U. They look really cool together. For this one, I was going for a little bit of a Kyle Harrison replica, but with the wide X-Spec sort of beginner, intermediate player face shape of this head, you can't really get that high pocket as easily, so I moved it down just a little bit. It's got the same shooter setup, same 10 diamond top string, and it's just going to have a little bit of a smoother release, kind of similar to what I did with Chris Marshall's head. Be a great performer and would probably work for what this head's geared toward, which is the more youth players. So the pattern on this one is going to be tie on the 3rd hole, then skip SI, 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 2 SI, 1 SI, SI. So a really simple pattern, really smooth release, 10 diamond top string, and you can see the channel there and the pocket, pretty ideal for the K18U. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll try and make these as much as possible. I do string some heads and would love to share them with you guys as much as I can through more than Instagram, so I'll try and document them as I go along. So let me know what other videos you'd like to see. Make sure to like this video if you liked it, subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and have a great day.